Neutralize a lot of the power that he brings.
Me of him going up against Broken Blade in the finals as well. Quick reminder, as Skumon's coming in, we're going to hold that point for a little bit later. Targamas has nowhere to go. Dredgeline, it is so easy. First blood to G2, and the crowd goes for it.
So have to be a little careful, as Vladdy is on the way.
It is a pincer. Vladdy will have his own ult as well. Tango Barb, Dredgeline starts into a fight. There's a knockup. Shield Grand flash away from it. Targamas will not escape. Vladdy jumps into this, but into melee range. That's danger. Caps will fly down. Vladdy will stay in place and buried underneath. Where, you know, he'll be fine, whatever. But into the rest of the comp, the Galio has a lot of value. There's a lot of value from G2 as well and how they've structured this. Running into a Galio here when KC are a lot of dive mid-battery, but he's not going to have it until now. Went 2. Maybe all 3 grubs are gone.
Yeah, so good call out of Sarks. Just the level 6 not being hit by Yike. Doesn't have the camps in time. You can see now it's too late as KC try to come across.
Yeah,
like a
Void Goobs. Yeah.
Ah.
Okay, Labrov, he's getting out of there instead. Cease and desist used. Hansaman pushed to the side. Great damage onto Labrov. First kill coming up to KC, but under turret. Yike, he's dead. Hansaman takes care of business while flashboard. Kalist gets the damage and gets out! Somehow 2 kills. Over to the French.
Reset alongside Hansama, so trying to see if they can get into the spot side. Should be able to get some turret plates for himself.
Trying to poke down Kana, but the minion wave is quite thin, so Hansama stays, and Casey's walking in. Skumon waiting though for Targamas. Top Blossom going to come up. Dredgeline pulls him back in. Can Skumon do it alone with the depth charge? I don't think so. It's a cease and desist from Yike. The old G2 jungler keeps him in place, but Caps plays the defensive, puts him in a bounce house, and then puts him in. Caps not even the best mid in the top 3 for me in a discussion when people like Nuke were playing so well. When I think Chayak was a quarter of his team. Yeah, I know, I brought him in. Boards is going to be really important. Skumon going to be first on the board. Yike, he's charging up, but look at Broken Blade. He knows his jungler. He knows his old jungler maybe too well. He thinks no way. Bolted into the wall. He's stunned up for days. Dead at the heart of Yike's fist. And now time check. True. No wards, so at least KC no, but you're right. Instead, Yike's going to look for his own lead. Steal away some camps around bot. Herald goes down safely. Yeah, but Labrov's out. Casey find nothing. Yeah,
but it's the Caps was feeling threatened enough to move off that bot lane turret. End up clearing out just the, or didn't actually clear out the Krugs on the bottom side. They just sat there because he didn't want to be visible, trying to spot out exactly what Casey are up to. But it is a little difficult when Kargamas on top side to make a play bot, but they do get that tower top.
Broken Blade needs a counter strike, but look at the damage coming through. Flash Carter just goes over the enemy jungler. Boomerang though doesn't connect. Broken Blade has a way back in. Now with his own counter strike, Skumon makes the difference and gives the kill over to BP. Mid-even as well, there's a push. Should be coming through, so looks like KC getting little scraps here. But again, Skumon, I mean, Skumon's just always
top lane turret, while KC have to defend that mid lane turret as well. So G2 just kind of putting pressure on the people, but KC silently picking up the dragon.
That's what I was trying to tell you all at home.
But again, like, I just love how G2 are moving around the map. It's clear mid, put pressure somewhere. So it's clear mid now, then move into the spot. Rift Herald suddenly being plonked down and trying to make a mid lane play. So it's causing KC some discomfort here.
Thick, maybe. Kalist getting dove on by Caps, takes no damage yet. Abscond of Duck doesn't connect, and Hansama does. Tangle Barbs are there, but look, Labrov is keeping him out of the fight while Kalist gets jumped on. Counter strike through and through is Yike. He's going to Bolt Breaker away. Mid now might be opened. It's good damage from G2 to chunk KC.
The fact that Kalist has to go back to base means they should be able to get this without much pressure back from KC. You see, he kind of wanted to try and go for the tier 1 on bottom.
I mean, 2.5 minutes till the Dragon, kind of finally getting a turret of his own. Make it a second one, actually. He's picked up top before. 1,500 gold. We're just going to come down to a fight, aren't we? As Kalist might be caught out. Maybe ignore that. The pick, the flash, and Kalist over a blast cone, knocked up before he can escape. Skumon, again, this Xin Zhao is running the map. So likely here, teleport from Caps in. Yike is too far away.
And this feels like G2 saying, we are bouncing back from that winter finals. We are bouncing back from what has been a not great time, to be perfectly honest, at the start of spring. This has been a matchup that has kind of held that rivalry from them coming over from the last bit. The first time KC was actually able to pick up wins.
Yike followed over the wall, though. That blast cone taken before. It's no longer there. Depth charge. Yike has to go back in. He'll cease and desist. He cues over the wall. It's inventive, but it's so invasive as the next turret won't be taken. Broken Blade's going on a journey.
Look at the tier 2 top side.
In a turret. Innovation is key. And Broken Blade's actually just going to one-shot the turret. So, beautiful play from the opposite side of the map. Yike's trying to do the same in jungle camp. But Dragon's going to go down in G2. That 3K gold lead still holds. Maybe Paris G2 is completely different as Targamas caught out. And again, I have to say, he's poked down. Skewmon is not scared to take the engage.
No, he's just everywhere. Like, the second anyone on KC walks halfway up mid lane, he's like, you're dead. Just, I'm going to kill you.
On a ward, he does it again. Bloody was on a ward. He's blue smoke down, and he's just going to be slowed down as well. A Crescent Guard to send out. Skewmon, audacious charge to get a knock up there, but Yike can't do a thing. KC
just get caught out of this.
Knowledge going to be used to take this turret swiftly. Minion wave saved as well. Skewmon using the help to go into Meganar. Does he think he wins the 1v1?
List is here, though.
He is indeed. It's not going to be a true 1v1, is it? Meganar into the wall. Kalist flies in, and Broken Blade will flash in, but 2v1 just ain't fair. A counter-strike through. Kalist gets jumped on. Cleansed immediately. Broken Blade takes a 1-for-1 and a 2v1. Never mind the champion matchup. You call it skill. The top father has set this up so that G2 can fly with the rest of the map. Targamas on a hair's breadth will also sink instead of swimming. And KC must onlook as G2 make them their father again.
G2 pulled off the Baron, though. They're looking to see if they can try and take the fight. A little nervous as Caps going for the flank.
Gonna find melee range, so this engage would be good, but Caps can press W, flash away from Yike. He wants the Vault Breaker, but to where? Engage from Skewmon. Bloody has the ulti, but he has to escape too. Listen, Targamas up soon, Dagda, but Baron still sits there. G2 still getting gold.
KC made a hero play yesterday when they were down numbers, but they were also up a significant margin in gold, and that is not going to be the case here against G2. 4,500 gold as we press the 28-minute mark. And
oi, TP against the wall. Kana comes in. What a pick. As you said, they needed something. Skewmon pulls off the ulti, but he needs time from Cap. The engage caught Skewmon surviving for now, but they can't kill him. Kana goes into mini, and it hurts his chances. Kalist now coming back in. Fracks off the respawn. Broken Blade tanky enough. Frontlining. KC, though, just can't find the final kill. Kalist might kite back, but now that Hans is here, range is an issue, and KC bites it again.
KC wanted it so badly, but G2 refused to crumble against KC as the Baron will be their prize.
It's so close, but KC walking in G2. This team continuously runs our region, and we're getting a full head-on grasp in game one as to why that is. KC over to the Dragon to take Sol, but for the Baron, we have to see if KC can hold on long enough to move to that, break it apart.
I mean, let's be real. He's also 2 levels above KC's mid laner and 3 levels above Yike.
Oh.
That is also going to be pretty impactful.
Health gives you levels. Levels give you health. That's what I meant. Yeah.
But also, like, his third auto attack is healing him because of his passive.
Yeah.
But, like, there's just a lot of healing value. And same, honestly, with Kalist.
Problem when Silas falls behind as well. I mean, that champion loves a good snowball. He's like Nunu's second cousin. 2.5 items deep now. That utility needs to come in clutch. Kana with a Mega Narbar as well, watching his flank. How he pulls this off, G2, as they threaten in. Dredgeline fails, Kana, Meganar. It's deep from Broken Blade. He's got a Sonya, so he can do that. Meganar only onto one. Kana finds a pick, and it's enough. The Caps are going to send himself in. No knock-up gathered. KC, look, approach, flush away from Skewmon. Kalist has an angle. Shielded Duran does nothing. Bloody still with his own ult. Yike is going to pivot, jumps in, but the Sonya's good from Caps. Vault Breaker in. The reuse ulti. The send down was good. And a shutdown over to Bloody.
Push KC out of the hole that they've dug in around this Dragon.
Skewmon does he caught. Yike jumps in. A fight begins. Vault Breaker consists. Pop Blossom. It's everyone. Into the backline. Target was found, but Caps has to use the ult defensively. Meanwhile, a poke for poker, hit for hit. G2 re-engaged. They're winning the fight with Caps, forcing double flash. Kana counter-strike as well as Skewmon. And Yike battling it out. New girlfriend versus old. I think the new one is way prettier as Caps will find the kill. Kana down in the sand. And along with Yike, KC have just been reprimanded.
Kalist got put in the ground in that fight. The Brav with the flash hook, the snipe from Hansama, and G2 will find the win that they needed over KC.
One more Nexus Tower. Vladdy can't do it himself. Golden is Broken Blade. The minion wave is far away, though. Vladdy's going to burn the ulti, but a new one's coming in. G2 versus KC, our grand final rematch is going nothing like it did in winter. G2 are definitely back, and they've drawn their line in Paris as the crowd has gone quiet. Wait, there's someone screaming for Shen as well. And with Lilia, you do have some kind of submarine, but it's just visible.
So this is a bit of a weird, like, so on G2 side, you don't really get that ward there. You're like, okay, there's no world that, in theory, Yike should still be in the bottom lane. So, but still, it's done the job of just getting hands up in range.
He took a tower shot. It's a solo kill while I'm playing with Circle. Shots. Everybody. Now we're back to this one. Contested. Shove goes well, but Caps is still fine.
Yeah, as soon as they see Hans Sama has teetered up to top lane, they're just like, nope, we want nothing to do with this. Leave.
He'll just be taken. Target's going to pop his head in and say hello. And with second dragon, G2 now have another condition as Yike spotted out. LeBron gets in the way.
Into 2025, you know, first time they met in winter belonged to KC. Then the first round of playoffs that they faced off against each other, G2 win, but hang on.
And Vladdy creates his own story though. Chaos Storm down. Caps might be out though because KC have brought up the cavalry and Ignite down. He's getting a stand united though. In comes the Shen. The global submarine peeks its head. A shove back, but Skumon's here, putting everyone to bed. Great ulti from Lebrov as well as it's a double. Now KC are in trouble. G2 have come.
Plays consistently. Away are in positions where Shen can follow, but now Kalist.
Boy, almost getting swell seeded. Skumon doesn't have flash available, but Blue Smite comes in. Caitlyn ulti, ace in the hole, and Kalist running out only. Just Kana's now here. Skumon caught out his flash again. Burnt before. Good knockup from Targamas. Pulverized into the wall and snipped down by the Seamstress. Kalist picks up the kill while Kana is getting free hit by Hansama, who's stacked up lethal tempo. Kalist jumps in! What balls on this kid! Onto Lebrov, the ulti block, but there's the Weaver's Wall. Vladdy will seal the deal surely. Lebrov has flushed away. Kalist somehow, some way, that 18-year-old came to play.
Kalist! Top side, let's take the top turret and just let KC have control of the bottom side. It does leave Broken Blade very vulnerable though as he tries to deal with the Rift Herald.
Kana's going to ulti straight away though. The Herald gets the charge, a turret dead, he shadow dashes over the wall, but KC have brought everyone yet again. He's not going to be able to escape this. Yes, he gets the Herald, but Kana with his first kill of this game, and with the Dragon stacking denied, KC are showing a light in this series for the first time.
A bit of a mistake from Broken Blade. KC were going for that bot side play. We just talked about the trade that G2 were trying to do, but giving the kill, Dragon, and now matching towers gives KC a nice little swing in the gold. Looking at the tier 2 now as Caps is still on the top side, but I think this might be a bit of an overextension if they go for it.
Wave is gone, half HP on the inner turret. Kalist's got mid though, look at this, inside track with the Weaver's Wall as well. Nicely done, the wall doesn't go completely because Lebrov has the shield out as Callisto will still have this with an Essence Flux. Inner turret mid. This kid is going to carry.
He is just escorting in here now, so that's why Broken Blade trying to play up to keep it at bay, but Darkness catches him.
He does find him, shove back. It turns from laughing into some serious play that Broken Blade can't escape from. He's flashing away, he's ignited still. The poke, he's trying to weave. Targamas still going for the dive. Turret's helping out now a bit though. Targamas shielded up with Kalist here too. It's a kill. Nothing happens on the other side of the map. Kalist gets his third kill. But are they really going to start this up? Targamas still so low.
Targamas is very low, has the Unbreakable will, but needs to get a good engage off if they want to try and set up. KC trying to play in these choke points as G2 contest.
Ulti out, Kana wants to find Lebrov, so there's no engage. Targamas getting poked out. The meanwhile, both supports in danger zone. Hansama got run up to. Kalist found the needlework. KC healthy enough with these 3 core, but Artican is going to reset. Caps now on an angle as Kalist is a new target. He arcane shifts over the wall. Broken Blade doesn't have his ulti. There's no defensive shield. KC going to try this one more time, but there's an engage. Ace in the hole. Vladdy block. It goes to Kalist. He arcane shift forward again, but poked out by Caps. He's going to get poked out though. I mean, Skumon, it gets zoned off. 6k, it's now at half HP. This is a very serious threat as Lebrov tanking up yet again. Artican doing some good damage. Kalist over the wall. He's firing away again. They need to work out. Flush away from Kana. It's a messy fight, but G2 are now isolated against the wall to get the Artican down. That's what they're focusing on. KC wants the objective. Skumon over the wall. Can't get in. Artican down. They pursue, they adapt, and KC hit it for the 3rd time and secure.
G2 are TPing to mid though. Caps is on the way.
Being slowed down though, because Skumon got caught out, flick back. Targamas found a good pick. Dragon's going to go down with it as well. Broken Blade running for his life. That TP would be good, but again, KC are fighting so much. Yike just wants to keep going forward on the map.
KC are just playing bouncer. They just want to deny G2 access to this bot tier 2. and they managed to take it. Again, Targamas' flash coming in clutch. Ultimate now up and available though. They're trying to play for TP. Targamas though on a ward, trying to use that Hex flash to be that engage tool.
Hansama's going to ulti. Targamas uses Locket. That's now down, but he has his unbreakable will over the wall. Kana zoning out. Skewmon has his flash available, but they're all jumping over the wall. KC have pulled off the Baron. Hansama has the range. Dagger, you've talked about it over and over again. G2 trying to abuse that set advantage. Look at bot as well. Broken Blade getting his own turret. While Baron attempt number 2 here is a 5-man unit. The bot push from Bloody as well. True shot barrage. LeBron blocks it. But Dragon now the contest.
Bloody on the ward doesn't realize it because he was just swept by Targamas, but there's the wall.
Kana's going to be on one as well. The wall comes out. LeBron flashes the stand again next to them. Kana jumps into the whole team though, but LeBron disengaged won't be enough. He's going to drop down first. Skewmon wants to put him to sleep. The Lilting Lullaby is good as Caps already gets the shut down. The shove up is good, but again, even though Caps in the middle of the fight, Broken Blade is saving them and sending them good night in the backside. I'm watching Kalist. Caps flashes over the wall. KC might have found them all. He didn't die. On through the thick of it, the thin of it. Kalist just didn't die. The shoves have been great, and KC finally eviscerate.
It took everything from KC.
They've had to work so damn hard for this game too, though. With Dragon going their way, with Baron now as well. This gold lead, it's starting to feel insurmountable.
Yeah, now that you have
back with 2K left, or rather 2 minutes left. And KC are encroaching G2's base.
Yeah, this is where it just gets really tough. Because as you said, like, you had good wave clear with Caps, with Hansama, but now that just becomes negligible thanks to that Baron. So really, KC looking to try and crack open the base. It'll be a very big disappointment if they don't manage it off this next minute and a half, but it looks like Kalist might just do it himself here.
He's doing so much damage to the turret. Look, KC, all 3 lanes right now. Siege, bot just fell down. Mid just fell down. Top is close to falling down. Inhibitor up next. They're going to try and find a turn. Needlework is out from Kana, just the zone. Good damage from Hansama, but look at this. The whole base is melting. G2 finding an angle. They finally found one, though. Lilting Lullaby is only a 1-man. Ulting from LeBron is enough, but G2, the health bars are burning low, and there's nothing they can do here as they walk out. It's already Yike with a reset onto Hansama next. He's in no man's land, letting the dogs out again as a triple leading up to another. Yike has been given and delivered against his old team. A quadra, and once again the Hound pursuits out. Let him rip, boys. It's the ace stole from Colette. You absolute mongrel. And I'm not talking about the dog. KC, take us to a game 3. But Kalist, you might deserve the last kill, but you do not take away Pentas. That's the life lesson.
Yike. Obviously, I'm not... okay.
This was a lot better.
Okay. So we've seen Warwick as kind of the counter pick to Mbessa that BB has been practicing. And it is very much a case of him playing on a knife's edge in this mid, but KC looking to collapse.
But onto an objective, it's hard when Hansama has Brand and Skewmon has Smite available. That'll just drop. Cap zones out. Level 6 now picked up, and onto Vladdy. He's not going to pull the trigger. Vladdy just pokes him out. Half HP will be the trade deal.
Plates for Kalist on the top side, though, is pretty huge for them. 2 already going across. The broken plate here. Lebrov lucky.
Almost 3 interrupted, though. Lebrov still gets it down. The fear is big. Broken blade even without the ulti, though. Won't find the damage. In the end, he was close to Targamas on the hunt. He smells something in the water. Now it's going to be Kalist with a knock-up. It's Sacrificial Lab, and Broken Blade can't get the trade kill instead. Kalist picks it up. Yikes. Targamas on the back of the pit, just interrupted before he can grand entrance out. But G2, even as they pick this up, I mean, Caps going to get ganked, hit down, but manages to escape. Dagger, I was going to say, you know, for KC, I'm looking at 80 carry difference right now. There's a BF sword and Vampire Acceptance of boots. Hansama important for the Kalista, but even though Grub's going to go over, if there is an all-out brawl, I still favor Kalist now that he has level 6.
Because you can look at the Warwick starting to move in for Broken Blade, but Targamas is roamed across, pinged out. It looks like by G2, so they know he's there, but...
Okay, playing it safe for now. Targamas threatening the engage. He has quickness. Broken Blade with ulti up and themselves into River first. Casey getting threatened out as trade across the map. Dagger, I mean, again from G2. They want it all, but he's not going to be let. Bloody finds his mark. Lebrov in trouble. Crashed out. Magnustorm on the way out. Shattering Strike on the peak. Caps jumps in under turret. He's ultied up. Can't escape. He's going to take the last turret shot. He's dead. KC lose one of their own in the meantime. It's mid for mid.
This is what I was talking about. Because you have double TP that were available for KC, Caps and Caps TP top to catch that wave and deny Kana any more of the tower damage, it means that Kana is the only one as long as Caps' TP is down. And in the grand scheme of things, you can see KC still get the bot side tower. So with 35 seconds now,
they're going to leave this. They're going to walk away. They're not going to care. Caps and solo lane and bot will be good enough.
Yeah, they just shift Kana up towards here to make sure they can get it. Now if Kana TP's away, so basically this is the play. Vladdy has to get this. Now Kana can TP to bot side, because if you actually TP earlier, then there's a moment where Caps TP's top side and G2 can look for the all-in play. But with the way G2 set it up, they will lose Rift Herald, but at least they will be able to answer for the turret back. So you can see there's a huge amount of mind games going on with this 2 TP versus 1 TP, and it gets really...
Passengers watching the play come into life as disengage. Targamas gets away. Vladdy disengages too. Blade angles there, but he's found out. Ulti sent in from Yike. G2 have lost their top laner's health bar. He'll run out, but he's got no summoners available. KC with an edge up.
Still though, KC have to win out of the rest of the fight. Broken Blade trying to just heal up on the side, and there's a huge number of ultimates invested by KC.
Now the only question is, Caps, can he find an angle? The bullet time cancel midway. Caps does indeed. Kalistlo kites back, but hit by Skewmon. Businessman with a business plan. He runs to the back line as KC trying to repute the fight. Permafrost cleansed away. Yike chasing his old 80 carry. He wants something out of him. He'll get it, but for what cost? As he looks for Lebrov over the top, he'll find something, but Caps now flicks back, flashes in, finds a kill, dies. Skewmon's still alive, but Vladdy is in full lethal tempo mode. Kana's going to give away a hard still stack. Skewmon trying to heal up, he's already burned the ulti. Kana running for his life, Vladdy under turret, won't care for now. Stunned up, Skewmon is alive. Dead meat, that's a kill. KC in the home arena, they're going to start driving bigger than this, because Skewmon is up next. Broken Blade looks mighty useless this game, running into a field of despair. He has to ult. Looks like good dodge away from Kana, waiting for the cooldowns to come up again. He's got his Spear of Shojin, and he's got lethality. Cap pays the respect while Artican's being done down.
Kalist.
There's just something about a home crowd, isn't there? Cap is going to run into Kalist, and here's some help out. He's actually dead, though. The power of Yone. Paris, I can't hear you. What happened?
Caps wasn't alone. Lebrov waiting in the wings. Now Targamas and Lebrov dancing their way back across the rift as that 6k goal behind means this Warwick's kind of useless.
Boy, ulti sent out, good dodge, but you're right. What can Broken Blade do? He just has to run for his life. He's dead again. Junction.
Well, he's going to have to dig deep for something here. Here we go.
I know you don't have to follow up, but Caps is caught out as I talk about him. He has to ulti back in. Vladdy disengaged though. The wall divides and slides, and KC will make sure that G2 do not go anywhere near the Parisian trophy.
It looked terrifying for KC, but the division from Vladdy sends them packing, and KC win at the fight.
Caps called out just talking about him. That was not a spectacular to confirm. You put an E in the end and you send him to space as Targamas is just disengaging because G2 aren't getting anywhere near the Dragon Soul point. Going to be picked up, and this inner turret to go down with it. Hansama cannot step up anywhere near the power of Vladdy and Kalist right now. 4,000 the lead. As I said, Soul Point, and this is looking mighty KC.
Kalist.
There's just something about a home crowd, isn't there, Cap? He's going to run into Kalist, and here's some help out. He's actually dead, though. The power of Yone. Paris, I can't hear you.
1.6k goal behind means this Warwick's kind of useless.
Boy, ulti sent out, good dodge, but you're right. What can Broken Blade do? He just has to run for his life. He's dead again. Broken Blade's Warwick looked great with gumption.
Well, he's going to have to dig deep for something here. Here we go.
I know you don't have to follow up, but Caps is caught out as I talk about him. He has to ulti back in. Vladdy disengaged though. The wall divides and slides, and KC will make sure that G2 do not go down with it. Hansama cannot step up anywhere near the power of Vladdy and Kalist right now. 4,000 the lead. As I said, Soul Point, and this is looking mighty KC.
Kana off to the side though, And this river is very dark for KC. They're going to have to try and get in with Kana.
4K, disengaged. Skirmishes has his passive, no steal, trying to get in, but it's smited down. G2 playing for the after fight while LeBron went in deep. He's got no health, no regard. A Fate's call to help him out from Handsummer's Caps is finally here. Bullet time laid down. Vladdy with an ulti. It's good as he goes golden broken blade, tries to get his angle, but he ultis out. KC with 5 alive, and G2 with nowhere to stand again.
G2 desperate to try and get in towards Baron, but KC would not let them have a look at it. Caps now in mid, Kana trying to chase down KC, just putting pressure so they can look for the tier 2 and top.
Kana's damage is insane, knockup's good, Caps wants to all in, Kana will flash away, there's kill threat here, onto Kana, onto the top lane, he won't die yet though, Skirmishes uses everything, now he's amidst 2, Vladdy's rejoined, but look at Kalist top, look at Kalist top, the misfortune is breaking down the house in the meanwhile, because KC own the whole damn building.
Skirmishes is no longer of this world. Kalist is pushing in top. KC looking to crack the base of G2 and send Paris roaring.
It's deja vu again. There's something about the home crowd. There's something about the home stadium. KC showing us. Koi already showed us a couple of weeks ago. As they look for their final engage, G2 started out strong, but KC scaled. They grew, they adapted. Paris will start roaring, bringing the energy to life. Caps will look for the engage, but he better say goodnight. One Nexus time to go. Vladdy putting on a show. KC are doing it once again. We feel winter, we look at spring. It's the same old story as Hans Summer can't even stand. KC look for the dive. This is the final layer of the good night chapter. Paris take a bow. You brought KC right into the 2-1 finisher. Team of Winter is still shining bright in spring, as you can vote for your player of the series at LEC on X. Kia recommends Yike, Kalist, or Targamas.